Right. So, okay, now, what's the biggest crowd, the largest crowd that you've ever been in front of?
Biggest would be at the O2 Arena in London. So I think that was about 22,000 maybe.
22. I think about 22,000.
Nice. So you guys have been all over. Have you been anywhere else besides the UK?
Not really. I mean, it was UK and, Canada and all over the US.
Yeah.
But as of now, that's about it.
Tour. Through August, we just got done with our first US tour, 12 cities, 17 days. So that was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, the O2, that must have been pretty cool. That's like...
so much fun. I mean,
yeah.
There's really no substitute for having 22,000 people look at you.
Right.
You really do pick up on that energy. There's an intangible sort of vibe that it's a pretty cool feeling that really is unmatched. I've not felt it anywhere else.
No, and we really want to get back to that.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sure you would like to get all over Europe. A lot of bands tend to like to go to Europe. Europeans seem to love American music,
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm friends with Fran Smith Jr., who's the bass player for the Hooters, and they spend a lot of time in Europe, and they always appreciate them, and they've been going there for years, ever since I can remember, but they always love going back. So I think that sometimes they're more appreciative of American music than they are here in America,
Yeah, it's always interesting to see how that happens. I mean, I'm friends with Eric Bazillion and the Hooters, and he was telling me the same thing of
yeah,
they'll play Philly and stuff a couple times a year and a few U.S. dates, but they really they just grind it out in Europe because that's where it's at for them. And I feel like there are quite a few American bands where that's the case.
Right. Yes, I know Eric as well. Yeah, I interviewed Eric recently. So now the CD that you put out, Everybody's Talking. Is this your first one?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so this is your debut, and this is more like, I guess, an EP.
Yep.
Okay, great. So Everybody's Talking. That's the title of the CD. All right, so what is everybody talking about, guys?
I guess it's something different to everyone, but, we tried to put an EP together that was pretty representative of who we are live. That was kind of our objective with that is, capture a live show, or at least the vibe and the energy of the live show, something that people could listen to and get an idea in 4 songs of, exactly who we are at this moment in time. You listen to that, and that gives you a pretty accurate representation of what we're all about right now. So, you come to a show, and that's what you get. And we were also very careful to make sure that it's something that we could do live where, there's nothing more disappointing than seeing a band after loving their record and seeing them live and just going, oh man, I'm going to stick with the record from now on because that sucked. That's just such a drag. So we wanted to make sure that we didn't do anything that wasn't us or wasn't true to, what we're about and what we can replicate. So it really, I think we're all proud of how it came out, and it's a pretty accurate snapshot of where we are at this moment.
Definitely. I totally get that. It is disappointing when you go to see a band and you want to hear exactly like it sounds on the record, and it either falls short or, the music is done differently or whatever. So I agree with that. Now, the style of your music is more like, well, I guess, pop rock. Is that what you consider yourselves?
I'd say we're really just we're a rock band. I mean, we're playing the kind of stuff that we love, and trying to write songs that people won't forget, and trying to have a great time doing it. That's kind of it. It's not it's not something we've sat down and really analyzed too deeply. We just play what we like to play and hope that it connects.
Yeah, we're just hoping that they're having as much fun as we are up there.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have great harmonies and catchy hooks, and that definitely, makes for good music.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Absolutely. So some of the titles I was interested in was Make It Like the Movies. I thought that was a cool title. Tell me about that.
Thanks. I was up, actually, Serge and I were up in Woodstock, New York for a weekend with a bunch of friends of mine. We had just gotten back from doing a bunch of shows, and we were getting ready to record this EP because this might have been, I don't remember exactly what month, but we were going in to record the EP, the next month or so, and I was thinking, like, we really need a song that can open an EP that just, hits you hard and crams as much into 3 minutes as possible. Like, let's get a cool title, let's get guitar solos, let's get harmonies, let's get multiple hooks. Like, what can we do with 3 minutes? And it was really just me trying to push what I could cram into 3.5 minutes. So I remember, everyone, it was definitely an interesting weekend. And late one night, I just locked myself in the room with an acoustic guitar, and I had my little iPhone voice memo pad. And, I mean, Serge, I kept showing him, like, this is the riff. And it was getting closer, and he's like, oh, like, it's kind of cool. And then 10 minutes later, I'd come back and I'm like, no, this is the riff now. And I probably had like 100 drafts of almost the same exact thing. And then finally, I got the last one, like, oh, this is cool. And then it was just kind of banging it out. That was one of those interesting ones of just like, let me see what I can do with 3.5 minutes, and let me push it.
Yeah, we ran it through a lot of changes. I mean, just a little tweaks here and there, but when you really think about it, those little tweaks were a lot of tweaks.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
so many like variations of certain parts.
That was that song that was just like, it really was endlessly tweaked. I mean, I changed the riff like 100 times, then I rewrote the song top to bottom with the same main riff and title, and everything else was different probably 3 times. And then once we started rehearsing it, we rearranged our parts and how we played them probably another 3 or 4 times. So it was just an endless repetitious cycle of, well, it's almost there. What should we do?
Up until the end, even through like the final mixes and the recording, it's like, is this it? I don't know.
That was that song where like I was running in to like a friend's apartment who had mics to record secondary guitar parts literally the day that it was supposed to be mixed, and then sending over files. Like, it was the song that was endlessly tinkered with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. So, Evan, do you do most of the songwriting, or is it you and Sergio that do it together, sort of like a Lennon-McCartney kind of thing, or what?
All the songs on the EP I wrote, and then, when the band starts playing them, they really take shape and kind of get the dive sound. By all means, everyone puts their spin on it, and everyone kind of brings their own perspective that heightens certain elements, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, everyone has a unique personality in this band, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so everybody, I was reading that everybody in the band is from like different parts of the U.S. or whatever?
Originally, yes, but we're all based out of New York. Like, Evan and I are both in New York City, and then Jimmy and Mike are both in Jersey.
Okay. So everybody's basically in the same area, locale now.
Yeah, we grew up in, like, Evan's from L.A., I'm from Indiana. So the other two are Jersey boys.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so now you actually have, you're on your tour, and you're going to be coming this weekend on Friday, September 29th, playing local to my area at One Center Square in Easton.
That's true.
Okay, so now do you have any supporting acts opening up and going on tour with you?
We do. For this particular show, yes, it's actually a local band I think they're out of Easton, matter of fact.
It's called Dear Anna.
Dear Anna, yeah.
Okay, very cool. All right, I also saw you're doing some shows with the... You're also playing some shows at the B-52s, I saw.
Yeah, we're doing a bunch, which should be a lot of fun. This is going to be our first headline show in Pennsylvania. We've been together about a year, and we finally played our first show in Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania last weekend with Rick Springfield, which is a lot of fun. And now we get to come back and a week later headline. So that's pretty cool for us, and hoping to see everybody out there.
Okay, awesome.
This Friday, so it should be a good one. And then next I guess 2 weeks from now, we're doing a couple with the B-52s. We're playing up in Lake George. And
Right, that's on. I have your list here. October 5th, you're with the B-52s in Huntington, New York. October 6th, King Neptune in Lake George, New York. The 7th, the Turning Stone Resort in Verona, New York. And on the 8th, with the B-52s again in Englewood, New Jersey.
you know the schedule better than I do.
Well, there you go. I pay attention, I guess. Well, very cool. And I also want to let everybody know, too, that the Dives music is also playing on Steel Waves Radio. That's WSNM, Digital Broadcasting, Allentown, PA. That is my station. So you guys are playing on my station, and it's very cool music.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and if everything goes well, then I'll be attending your show on Friday. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hearing the band live.
Oh, looking forward to seeing you out there.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. So we'll be out there, we'll be shooting some photos of the performance and everything, and then it'll be going to Steel Notes magazine as well. So we definitely want to make sure that we get good coverage for you.
Very cool. We so look forward to it and so appreciate it. Thank you, seriously.
Oh, you're very welcome. Well, I just want to tell everybody to make sure they check out Evan and Sergio and the Dives and their new CD, Everybody's Talking, and come on out to a show. We look forward, like I said, hearing you this Friday and seeing what more is going to be around the corner for you.
Thanks, Martin. We look forward to coming out on Friday.
Okay, thanks. See you then.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.